I never did sort, but I packed, for 2 or 3 years, I guess. And it wasn't hard work, actually. The boxes were heavy, of course. I think they were 44 pounds, something like that. They weren't 50 pounds. But you had to take them off your buggy and put them on the skid. But our boxes are packing trays, or whatever we call them, were sloped like this. And your paper was here, and you reached the apple there, and they were just a convenient height. I stamped them and I packed. And Bernice Gunn, who was an excellent packer, taught me how to wrap. And you threw it in your hand and you folded all the corners in. And I remember, bless her, Mrs. Harrop, who was the head lady on the floor. A lot of packers would just take the apple, throw it there, and go with the paper. But Bernice did it properly, and she was still the fastest. Joyce Gunn, who stayed on and lived here, she married Jack Gunn. But Jean, her sister, twin sister, and I were coming out here. They had been before, and they worked at the Coldstream. So I was coming out with them. And Jean and I were to come by train. And their dad put us on the train in Red Deer, which we rode to Calgary. And then we got off the train, and we walked out of Calgary to, I think it was called the Coach Road. It went to Banff anyway. And we started hitchhiking. And I had always seen the mountains because I had lived in Leslieville in Alberta. And those mountains, I mean, they were so, they're just so beautiful and from the distance. And here we were on this road, and this beautiful robin egg blue convertible came along and picked us up. And we rode into the mountains. And then he said, "You are not going to hitchhike across," I guess it was called the Big Bend, the road at that time. "You're not going to hitchhike. You're going to go on the train." So we did, and Ivan Hunter met us and took us up to that camp on Camp Road. And Joyce and the other girls came all the way on the train. They didn't. I remember coming out of Sycamoose. We were hitchhiking out of Sycamoose, and this little coupe picked us up. And there were 2 fellows in it. And Jean got in, and I had to sit on this fellow's knee, and his chin kept poking me in the back. I remember that. And I remember Jean and I have a picture, actually, or had a picture of Jean and I sitting in the ditch eating our lunch. And of course we were supposed to be on the train as far as the parents were concerned. But we had a lot of fun in those days. And the packing house dances, of which there were every fall.